Brian, just how much better and more complete do you think this roster is now at 6:23 today as opposed to a couple of days ago?
We've improved the team, we believe. We tried to address the areas of need. We've added to the bullpen. We've improved the position player group as well, giving our manager more choices. To play matchup and so whether it's we're facing left-handed pitching, he's got some choices to play with some right-handed bats we've imported with Rosario and Slater. We have obviously a you know with Jose Caballero, we got a nice uh, athletic infielder that he can that can defend and pinch run at a high level. So that's a nice weapon of choice. He's certainly got more arms to mix and match with out of the pen, with the new additions as well. And obviously, we solidified third base with Ryan McMahon. So I think we've addressed a lot of areas of need to try to give us the best shot we can take.
We'll take the next one from Brendan Cuddy.
Hey, Cash, thanks for taking the time. You guys did not add a starting pitcher. Just how confident are you in the group that you have right now? And what kind, if you could take us through what kind of, what were you looking to do in that market,
Yeah.
before the deadline?
Yeah, we try to improve every aspect of the club, and this is the what we have to show for those efforts. We certainly knocked on many doors regarding potential starting pitching, but obviously we weren't able to match up in that category, and that's all I got there.
And were you guys in on Alcantara?
Well, we had a lot of conversations with a lot of different places. But again, this is what we have to show for those efforts.
Thank you.
We'll take the next one from Gary Phillips.
Hey, Brian, thanks for taking the time today. Just curious, you got three relievers all under team control beyond this year. Was that a conscious effort or pursuit from you guys this year, or just kind of how things shook out?
I'd say it's a benefit, but we definitely had conversations with rental relievers, not just control relievers. So we were discussing with all players that were available in the marketplace, and even making sure we were asking on players that might not be available in the marketplace to make sure that there was an opportunity there. So we were fully engaged with everybody in the marketplace, there is certainly benefits to control, no doubt about that. But I think more than anything, it's about the quality of the player we had interest in, and then the ability to match up. And in these cases, we were able to find matches easier than maybe the other opportunities that we were not able to find matches with.
Got it. Thanks, Brian.
The next one goes to Greg Joyce.
Brian, did anything about the team's play over the last few weeks affect your approach at the deadline, or how much you were willing to give up for certain pieces?
No, I mean, I feel like I think we've had a good team. We have and you can have a good team that's not playing well. And so I think that would characterize what, the most recent stretch has been. But I do believe that team, which is now different than this team, is good. It's got a chance to do good things. And it was our job to try to find a way to improve upon it.
Thanks.
Take the next one from Pete Caldera.
Hey, Brian, did you kind of go into this trade deadline period sort of determine not to explore deals that would take down like the Lombards, the Joneses, the top tier of your minor league system?
I mean, we certainly, I think, like anybody, to try to protect and stay away to the degree you can. But some guys are more touchable than others, I said before, and but obviously we do. There's a lot of guys that we like, and unfortunately, we parted with guys that we like. Just the nature of the beast. So, but yeah, we were trying to stay away from certain guys more than others. But we also recognize you have to give to get.
We'll go back to Meredith.
Brian, how do you see the back end of your bullpen kind of shaking out? And I know Flores was a guy that you guys liked a lot. Just how difficult was it to part with him?
It was difficult. I mean, listen, he's he's a big leaguer and one that they're going to enjoy now. There were certainly lanes for him to push in here, but again, that's where the rubber meets the road. You got to make a decision on certain things where you pick the lane of you're going to hold on and have that for yourself, or you use that to get something that's going to help you in the near term. And we had to make those tough decisions. So, I credit our scouting and especially development on and the player himself for putting him in such a great position to be, considered, that he's going to have a bright future, and therefore that's why a lot of teams are asking about him, and we just like anything else, the deadline forces each team to make tough decisions on will you or won't you. But we do have an opportunity to defend the American League Championship and take a shot at a World Series title. So we tried to make every individual decision based on that.
And as far as the back end of the bull, you have several guys that could close back there. How do you see that shaping up?
However, Boone, shakes it out. I mean, we just added. Our intent was not necessarily who's slotting where, as much as giving as many quality choices to match up on a daily basis. As we move forward, because we're now entering the sprint, and we have to be in a position to do the best we possibly can. So we felt like these opportunities and risks were worth taking, despite what we gave up.
We'll take the next one from Chris Kirschner.
Hey, Cash, there was some reporting earlier today that Spencer Jones was basically untouchable. Is that at all accurate? And if so, how do you view him in your future moving forward?
Spencer's had a great year, and again, he's honored his draft position when we took him. When Damon Oppenheimer made that selection, and he's really done an amazing job. As he's closed the gap on his development to the big leagues. That is in his future. But answering the question about untouchable versus not, I would just say some players are more touchable than others. But we certainly are have always been excited by his potential, and it's really a pleasure to see him put together the year he's having. It's pretty exciting stuff, and so looking forward to watching that journey continue. But I would just answer it. There, some guys were more touchable than others, rather than declare who was untouchable and who wasn't untouchable and what reasons why and stuff. We made some tough decisions to part with some really quality baseball players and people to try to improve this major league team. And so hopefully, those calls were hopefully going to benefit us, and we'll see.
We'll go to Brian Hoke.
Hey, Cash, there have been times in the past where you've tried to get a starting pitcher and then pivoted to get as many bullpen arms as you can, especially today. The moves you made today, is that kind of what happened here?
Not necessarily. I think everything that we've done represents what we were able to, gravitate to and solidify. We've had so many, you're used to so many conversations that lead to nowhere, and but we were able to push through on a lot of these conversations, and that's what we're here to talk about. Can't really talk about the ones that we couldn't make. There was a lot of effort in a lot of different arenas, and but they were not to be. But we're excited by the additions, and we're excited by the players we have. So we're looking for that coming together for the final sprint, and hopefully doing great things.
We'll take the last two questions from Ian O'Connor and Jorge Castillo. Ian, please unmute.
Yeah, Brian, just a variation of a question I asked Aaron earlier. Do you feel like these moves now give you as good a chance as anyone to win the whole thing?
I haven't seen what anybody else has done. We've been solely focused on us. I know we have improved ourselves, and that's the nature of the beast at the deadline. You and your group, and I got great people behind me. advising me, and you get after it, you prepare, for whatever's going to come your way, because it's so unpredictable, the final weeks of the deadline. And, there's going to be things the twists and turns and things you don't expect. And so I felt like we were buttoned up, we were prepared, and we were hopeful to try to execute some things. And again, now it's time to test the theory of how that plays out with the group of players that we currently have. And so I know we're better, and that's just keeping it simple. We are better today than we were yesterday. So mission accomplished there. And looking forward to these players competing in a really difficult market against some really high-end teams, and see where it plays. We're looking forward to taking our shot, and that's all you can give it.
And we'll take the last question from Jorge Castillo.
Hey, Brian, did Anthony Volpe's recent defensive struggles impact your decision to go get a guy like a Caballero, whether, to give Volpe more days off, or if, down the stretch as insurance, should he not reverse this?
No, I just felt like the flexibility he provides is a little bit more than what Peraza was providing for our manager. He's obviously a dynamic player. I was sitting there watching the game last night and wishing that, Boone had a player he could shoot as a pinch runner that could take a bag, for instance. So I just think he provides a lot of versatility and more choices, and flexibility by his player profile than what Peraza was providing. And that's why we were trying to find a way to make that fit. So it had nothing to do with a Volpe situation. It had everything to do with, can you improve? We're trying to improve on all aspects of the roster, so we feel like we improved on that. That's all.